budget around the corner, and earnings season in full swing. How should you track the markets? How should you place yourself at this point in time? Let's get a guidance for today. And we are being joined by Sushant Bhansali, who is the CEO of Ambit Asset Management. Hi, Sushant. A very good afternoon, and thank you so much for your time. First of all, Sushant, budget is around the corner. All eyes on that, and many announcements expected for many different sectors. But just wanted to understand from you, how do you see the budget announcement this time around? If it's going to be a populist budget, or you are looking at any of the sectors closely, and you're hopeful too of some big announcements.
Yeah, thanks for calling me here. Yeah, definitely, it's a big event of the year in our view. Probably not election, but budget was something which we were looking forward because given that is another 5-year term, the first budget that will define the thought process of the government. Looking at how the ministers have been retained and not any major announcement so far, looks like that there will be continuity of policy. Fiscal prudence, which has been, I would say, on the better side for the last 10 years, should continue. And other than that, the focus on like manufacturing or renewable power and infrastructure creation should continue as well. So something big on these will be worth watching for. Also, from a populist versus fiscal prudence, I would say that fiscal prudence will take the precedence, but some populist measures which will be there, which should augur well for the economy from a rural side, lower end of consumption strata. So those are the things which we are expecting from this budget.
All right, but Sushant, another theme that is still holding very well is the PSU pack, because what we are seeing is that post the election verdict, the government is in full swing and is keeping up with the momentum of their investments in different sectors. And amongst this, the PSUs are also holding up well. So Sushant, wanted to understand that which are the big themes from the PSU pack that you continue to bet on, and because the run-up has been quite well for all these companies out here. So any pockets that you find still holds good value for investors?
Yes, so value only becomes, I would say, attractive if you just enhance the tenure of your investment. So probably on a 1-year basis, very difficult to find value, but on a 3 and 5 year, definitely there are many pockets within the whole space, including PSUs. Uh, if you look at how earnings and balance sheets of businesses on the spec of PSUs have become attractive in the last 3 years compared to the last 10 and 15 years, that's showcase why investors are going behind these names. And if that momentum shall continue, then definitely valuations are attractive from a long-term point of view.
All right, but Sushant, since we are amidst the earnings season as well, we have seen good numbers coming in from IT companies still now. Wanted to understand that what's your take on the IT space right now, because all these companies have corrected quite much from their all-time high levels. So do you find value in the IT space, and how are you looking at this particular sector? And amongst the large cap and the mid and the small end of the market, especially from the IT space, how are you placing your bets?
Yeah, no, definitely IT has been attractive. We have been telling this to both clients as well as publicly in our communication that IT and chemicals are two sectors which were probably underdogs and would create great value in FY25. And we remain committed to that. The results so far on the IT side have been, I would say, quite good, and no negative surprises so far, although very less number of companies have so far declared the results. But the mood from the industry, from the hiring patterns is constructive at this point of time.
All right, that's the take coming in on IT, but continue to be bullish on the chemical space as well. And indeed, that is also doing pretty well. But Sushant, what's your take on the pharma space as well? Because a couple of pockets that we are seeing, it's not just the Nifty 50 that is hitting its all-time high levels. A couple of more sectors are also hitting their all-time high levels in today's trading session at least. But keeping the long-term view intact, Any pocket that you find that is attractive amongst the pharma space, Sushant? Why I ask so is because in the recent while, all these API players, CDMO companies, they are also trying to get back into the momentum. So, any take in the pharma space?
Yeah, definitely. I think US generics is one big play. We have only seen price erosions for the last many years, and that seems to have reversed or probably sort of bottomed out, if not reversed. And that is good news for the Indian pharma industry exporters, and be it on the generic side or be it on the CDMO side, CSM side as well. And the numbers on of earnings, especially, I would say that destocking in many of the innovators which are taking CDMO company output from India should, and that's the same for chemicals as well. The similar pattern where because of destocking and now a likely reduction of interest rates and thereby working capital becoming, I would say, much more accessible and cheaper, that will result into restocking as well as probably getting the price uptick as well alongside. So better volumes with better margins should lead to good earnings, and that's why I think investors are right now focused on getting into these names early enough. Earnings might look on a multiple basis, the valuations might look a bit less attractive in the current context, but earnings probably will surprise both for FY25 and FY26 as well, and which is why I think investors are looking to position themselves and rotate from sectors to such sectors at this point of time.
All right, Sushant, a couple of stock ideas that we have got, especially from the Ambit team, and we were just also flashing those for our viewers, is a couple of bearish ideas or the companies not that bullish on. That includes ABB India as well as Titan. So just wanted to understand, Sushant, what is not giving the comfort here is just the valuation part, or you believe that the growth outlook is not that lucrative enough to go ahead and bet more in these names, and they do recommend or they do hold for a short idea right here?
Yeah, so definitely, I think while people are eagerly awaiting for the results, the early indicators are that there might be some consolidation in the sectors, and that's why people, especially for companies which are valued at very high P multiples, even though the longevity premium is there, but short-term, I would say, downtrends in terms of earning growth can result in investors getting unattractive ideas from these sectors and might pull out money to other sectors which are hopefully giving better earning growth in the near term. And that's why probably there's some concerns on them across sectors. It's not just limited to, I would say, discretionary consumer or probably infra. There will be pockets where a slight disbelief in earning growth momentum in the near term can lead a lack of investor interest and shift to other sectors.
All right, and before we let you go, Sushant, we did indeed get your positive takes on the IT as well as the chemical space. But since you believe that the budget could be populist one, and the focus of the government could be to do good for India, but the consumption space is also expected to pick up, Sushant. And amidst this, how do you place FMCG as a basket plays right now in current scenario? Would you like to go ahead and bet afresh, or the company has already taken a stance or a positive stance in the recent while? What's your outlook in the FMCG space?
Yeah, so again, in line with chemicals and IT, probably I would say that we'll see more surprises on earnings in the coming years. And if government comes out with some bit of populist spend, it should help bottom of the pyramid consumption, and that should lead to some FMCG volume growth revival, which has not taken place in the last few years post COVID. Uh, so that's why probably FMCG should be a good one sector to bet alongside IT and chemicals as well. Similar patterns, that earning growth visibility and surprise on positive side is much better expected than on the other side, and that's why I think we have seen some bit of movement in these sectors already in the last 1 or 2 months. The beautiful thing about this whole journey in the last 2 or 3 years, especially last few months, is that sector rotation is happening very fast. People are moving, investors are moving from one sector to another sector, and not probably just sticking to one or two sectors, typical nature of earlier bull runs. So hopefully this bull run will have much more legs to sustain.
Right, with this we'll let you go on that. Sushant, but would like to thank you for taking the time out for us and helping with your take on the markets, the sectors that you're bullish on, and the sectors or the stocks rather you don't believe that could do well in the recent time. Thank you so much for joining. But amidst this, it's once again a record high for Nifty